As we arrived at the Indianapolis airport, it became very clear what the event was that weekend. Race cars everywhere. It's all about the race cars. It's all about speed on Memorial Day weekend in Indianapolis.
Watch out. He almost got run over by that guy. He's on his way to the races.
We decided to put our personal stamp on the weekend.
Do you see a Zone A rideshare area? Like, what does that mean?
I see you.
Okay, right now is not the time to film. There's nothing good to film. I'm looking for people. And I'm asking you a question. These aren't the exciting parts of the weekend. I guess we do claim that you film everything. This is what I look like waiting for an Uber. This is what Brooke looks like trying to film me with her camera stolen,
Something's
waiting for an
missing
Uber.
from my hands. It feels very light.
With nearly 500,000 people attending the biggest sporting event in the world. There are many stories, but this one is ours. This is the Fastlife version.
Yankee Stadium, Churchill Downs, the Vatican, and the Rose Bowl. That's how big it is. Did I get that right?
Pretty close. I remember the Rose Bowl in the Vatican.
Okay, perfect.
But yeah, there's 3 or 4 more.
Upon arrival to our hotel, it became quickly clear that the party had already started.
That's a bummer.
When I was in high school, the traffic got so bad that it would shut down for the week of the Indy 500.
Everyone we met had a story. We had an enjoyable dinner at the famous Moe's to prepare for early to bed. Our first day of excitement was in the morning.
And we like to think great race cars. I'm not racing this weekend, so wine and cinnamon rolls from Moe's. Any good experiences already? Or not yet?
Last year it was craziness. In race day, surge went up to 22 times.
Oh wow.
And it finally blew the whole system down, crashed the whole system worldwide. Just, when you got 300,000 people asking for a car at the same time.
Do you go to the race?
Oh yeah. I park, go to the race, watch the race, and get out a new Uber.
How many years have you gone to the race?
Well, I went in 1958 was my first one.
Who won that one?
Jimmy Bryant. And except for the 4 years I was in the service and the 5 years I lived in Denver, I've been to all of them.
Our Uber driver remembered every race since he was 7 years old. The street signs were changed to race car driver names. And Derek and I finished off the night with some racing fashion selfies.
I love meeting Fernando Alonso while I was waiting for you in the cab. And I have to admit, reluctantly, because I'm not a starstruck kind of guy, especially with racing drivers, because I feel like we're all the same person doing the same thing, but certainly people are at different levels. But it was cool to meet Fernando. It was really big.
Our early morning started out at our friends Mark and Lori's business in Tegra, where traditionally they start the day with the Bloody Mary bar and then off to Carb Day.
Look at these cool tickets.
Carb Day consists of the final Indy 500 practice, an Indy Lights race called the Freedom 100, the Tag Heuer Pit Stop Challenge, and the Miller Lite Carb Day concert, Steve Miller Band and Bare Naked Ladies. The most famous person in the world could be at the racetrack, and Derek would never see them. We stayed glued to our seats watching the race action. We met a lot of athletes, successful people,
Okay,
and
very
people
good.
just living life
So
to the
let's
fullest.
tell Brooke what your name is.
People who believe in doing what
What's your name
you
again?
love.
My name is Rinus VK. My home is in Amsterdam.
We fly every month to America and we love it to be here. As long as he really enjoys and he's so committed, then I will support him as much as I can.
It's a good dad right there.
That is a good dad. I'm impressed. How old are you?
16 years old.
You're racing open wheel right now, and that's the dream and the passion is to stay in single seaters.
Yeah, my real dream is to get to the Indy car and drive here at Indy 500.
Where did your spark and passion for this sport start?
When I was 8, I got a go-kart for my birthday.
Uh-oh, Dad did
That
it.
was a wrong decision.
Dad.
Very wrong decision.
Dad is guilty.
And then it escalated very quickly, and I went to European championship level racing, and yeah, then I got invitation to drive the World Championship karting in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then there we got the invitation to drive the US Open karting championship, and I won a USF 2000 test in Circuit of the Americas. And
Love that track. It's a fun track, right?
With the S's, it's very cool.
Yeah.
And then we made the move to USF 2000 this year.
Very good. So you got the full season this year. How has it started so far?
Very well. We are now second in the championship as a rookie, so that's nice. And hopefully we can go for the winning to the end of the
And where's your next race?
My next race is in Road to America.
Okay, which is my favorite U.S. track. Had a really good run there last year in the Brother World Challenge. And have you been there before? You're testing there this week.
I'm testing there this week, but I drove there before with a choke car.
Okay.
And I blew up 2 engines. And it was
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, it was just for fun with very slow cars.
Good.
But I learned the track with it, where the track goes, so it's nice to know.
It's a fast track. I always felt like it's probably most similar to a European track that we have in the U.S. It's just so fast and it flows. It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. The carousel.
Some good history.
Yeah.
Good history.
Only you were driving without the kink at that time. Without the kink.
Yeah.
He loves to go with the kink.
Yeah.
We had a chicane before.
Okay. Well, that'll be a lot of fun for you. So we wish you the best of luck there, and with your season, we'll follow you in single seaters until you get tired of that, and then you want to hop in a sports car for the 24 or something like that.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Cheers.
There it is. So awesome.
Nobody can read it because it's Dutch.
Then it was time to go experience the action in pit lane.
Come this way, we're heading down to the hot pit, finish of IndyCar practice before the Indy Lights race. Go see if we can find James. It's not much different than our TRG paddock. There's just a lot more people. And we're all here to help James go fast, go nab a great result at this race. I think I just heard a 1 minute call.
Our friend James Davison and Derek's co-driver was called up to race at the last minute for Sebastian Bourdais after his incident during qualifying. Being the wife of a race car driver, you always have the potential dangers of the sport in the back of your mind.
Doesn't matter if you start 33rd or first here, really, there's a chance to win the race no matter what. And like we talked about in our Indy talk, he's, obviously he's been my co-driver, so I've worked really closely with him. And he is one of those guys that's just able to go 105% sometimes, somehow. And when you do that, sometimes really awesome things happen. And sometimes not so great things happen.
Sometimes
And he's been a recipient of all those things, so you just never know what could happen with James.
Sebastian Bourdais' crash was really scary, but he's okay. And we were excited to wish James well. You can't stop a race car driver from doing what they love.
What's it like watching your son on the track here at the Indy 500? It's got to be a great moment as a dad.
Well, father was killed, and, You gotta be tough on yourself, you know.
This is the big one though. It doesn't get any bigger than this. What an opportunity. Awesome to see you out there, brother.
Hi.
Around with a long story.
Yeah, shout out.
It's pretty cool when you're towing up on him,
Right?
you go by him.
You're back. Look good.
Yeah, when the car's much improved, more like way more relaxed in the car. When you haven't been in a car for 2 years and you're doing 220 or 30 miles an hour like that, you don't trust the car.
Yeah. This was your second day in the car, right? You only got the 1 day of practice?
Did about 2 hours Monday.
Say hi to Frederic. I think he's a bit jealous of his son.
We also got an amazing version of an NFL football player's experience inside of a race car with a pro racing driver.
Jason, we rode here in the car together, and some of our small talk was about what it's like getting into a race car the first time, and you had a little story about that. What was your first experience?
So it was AJ Allmendinger, and we were down in Florida, and it was with the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they allowed us, if we wanted to, we could go in, and they set up the car where there was like the passenger seat in it. And we had a bunch of tough guys, football players, like, race car drivers aren't athletes. We got strapped into that seat, and I'll tell you what, I've never been more scared in my entire life. I needed to go change my shorts after it was done. That guy put me like literally 6 inches from the wall. I was like squealing like a girl. I was like, ee, ee. You cannot have more respect for a profession than when you get in one of those cars and you hit one of those big turns. Honestly, it was the most like intense, scary, frightening, awesome experience of my life. And you just walk away with such a different appreciation for what those guys do. And you're the only car on the track. And then you realize that not only are they doing that, but then there's another car that's that far away from them. Or when they bump, it's just, I'll never forget it.
Question. This is Mark Olson. This is our host for today. And he got bit by the race car bug really early as well. So where did your passion from racing come from? What made you get this crazy sickness?
My passion for racing actually came from here. I mean, it's so magical the month of May. And then I was out here, I want to say 2007, watching the Indianapolis Grand Prix, watching the Indy Lights guys run on the road course, and I'm like, I think I can do that. That's a bad idea. These cars have got huge wings, great aerodynamics, beautiful aerodynamic downforce. So when you get into the aerodynamic downforce range and the car sucks down on the track, it's magical. It just feels right.
Yeah, but you're also very exposed. At least I don't think I could ever, you can't set it up for, these are one-person cars. I don't think I'd have the guts to do this. At least I felt like in the NASCAR, I was in a cage. I felt like if something goes wrong, your head's exposed here. It's like you're in a piece of carbon fiber. No.
He's out.
Engine and rubber, buddy.
No,
That's all you
out.
got out there.
I'm out. All you need.
And brakes. It's nice to have brakes.
I don't like the fact that your head is exposed. No.
That's coming from a sports car driver. We have to use those.
No, I want a roof.
That's what I was telling him. We used to use a screwdriver and we pry the brake pads away and be very careful not to touch the brakes ever the whole time. So that just the drag on the brakes is worth like 2/100 of a second or whatever, which might be 100 feet in 2.5 miles.
I like brakes.
Right.
I like brakes. Brakes are my friend.
The cars were fun to watch, but the fashion and the coolers were something else. Coolers are the thing here.
Well, we're wondering why they have alligators, and I assume they're probably like maybe a Will Power fan, but I wonder if they know about James, because he's also from Australia. Well, I'm just curious if you guys are here cheering for Will Power. We are.
Yes, we are.
But what about James Davison?
I don't know who he is.
He's also from Australia. I didn't know that. He's number 18 first, right? In the middle. Oh, well. I think in the middle. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, can we get a photo with it?
Yeah, now we need a photo. This is good.
There goes that personal stamp again.
So here we are at the garage area, the Indy 500. we're outside of Graham Rahall's garage because LaSalle Solutions is a part of this weekend as well. So it's as close as we get to kind of our team being here. So we're waiting for Steve and Violet to get here and just enjoying the atmosphere and all the amazing people and the vibe at this amazing race. So let's keep cruising.
Thank you guys for turning up. This is let's go. We did not expect this kind of turnout, did we? This is impressive. We are live from IndyCar Nation Garage. This is a Marriott Air first to have some of the spouses of current IndyCar drivers.
This one's been harder than normal because I've been at home, and that kind of sucks. In 10 years, this is the first one that I've been sitting at home watching practice every day.
I can't think of a better place for a Fastlife TV sticker than on an Indy 500 cooler.
My wallet is armed and ready. I need to find another guy's cooler to stick a sticker on. That's my goal tomorrow. High goals, big goals.
Thank you for following Fastlife TV. Please subscribe by clicking on the logo on the right-hand side of the screen to get weekly updates about our content. We love your likes and shares.